We're getting down to the wire in the USL Championship regular season as El Paso Locomotive FC starts off September against Loudoun United FC at home with much at stake for the postseason. Hello everybody and thanks for joining us. I'm Duke Keith. I'll be here with Holly Mata shortly at Southwest University Park. But let's talk Locomotive soccer and where Los Locos are as we kind of get down to crunch time. The magic number for tonight, 3. 3, because that's where both Loudoun United and El Paso Locomotive are in each conference's standings, the East and the West respectively. That is also the 3 big points at stake for tonight if there is a winner in the match. And they are very, very important points as we get down to the playoff nitty-gritty. Both of these teams feature incredible attacking lineups. Up top, they are 2 of the highest scoring teams in the league. So we'll see what gives tonight here at Southwest University Park. When we last checked in with Locomotive FC, they were in a battle with Phoenix Rising on the ropes, but saw a resurgence after a red card for the hosts, responding with three goals, including an equalizer from Ricky Ruiz in the final minute to grab a key point on the road and push their unbeaten streak to 7 matches. Getting points this time of the year is never easy, especially starting 3-0 down against a rival, but Locomotive were able to claw back and create enough pressure late in the second half to fight back and secure a much-needed result. As we look at the Western Conference standings, we see just how tight things are. Only 2 months remain in the regular season. Locomotive's comeback draw was good enough to keep them in 3rd place, but only 5 points separate them from being out of the playoffs entirely. The moon door is open if Los Locos can't get it done. It's not often you see things so jam-packed with over 2/3 of the season in the books, but that's why they call it the push to the playoffs. One of the new signings Locomotive brought in at the start of the year, perhaps none more has been more impactful than Gabi Torres. His presence in the midfield has been an absolute important beacon for this Locomotive attack, as shown by his single-season club record, 9 assists already. In 3 matches against Phoenix this year, which is his former club, he scored all 3 times. He's having a career season for El Paso on that left-hand side, with Armando Moreno creating in the attack. Ever since Cabrera slid him into the midfield from left back, he's made a huge difference and has been a key contributor to Locomotive's success up top this season. On the other side, Loudoun United enjoying arguably the best season in their history, only 5 points away from setting their regular season record. After fast starts the last few years that tailed off toward the end, they seem to have found some momentum behind the top 2 in the East, with an offensive attack that can get after Locomotive if they aren't careful. Both teams rank in the top 4 in the league in possession and want to control the pace of the match, but also these are 2 defenses that have had their share of struggles at times this season. So things could line up for a high-scoring affair tonight with the prowess of both of these offenses. Can El Paso extend their unbeaten run to 8 as they get closer to the postseason? Or will Loudoun United prove themselves as a true Eastern Conference contender? It's 2025 USL Championship Soccer coming up next.
The Labor Day sale has been extended all month long at Fun Country RV and Marine. You'll find huge discounts all month long on boats and RVs. Fun Country RVs has a huge selection of boats like Landau, G3, Biagio. Fun Country RV is the largest parts dealer in the Southwest. Check out our parts and service department for all your boat or RV needs. Take the Anthony Exit 0 to Fun Country RV or find us online at funcountryrvs.com.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Everyone needs
6,
a moment to recharge.
7,
a quiet
8,
pause,
9,
a warm cup of coffee,
10.
a breath before the road calls again. At Arribas Enterprises, we understand how important it is to take care of those who keep the world moving. That's why we support our drivers every mile of the way. Take a break, recharge, keep moving forward. With us, you are never driving alone. Now hiring experienced CDL drivers. Apply today at arribasenterprisesinc.com or call us now, 915-881-4024.
Get ready for a night of non-stop action at Paso Speedway Park. Feel the adrenaline as drivers push their limits, battling for the top spot on a fast and challenging track. Whether you're cheering from the stands or enjoying the great food and drinks, there's excitement around every corner. Bring the whole family and experience the energy of live racing. Gates open at 5 and the green flag drops at 7:30. Don't miss out. Grab your tickets today at VotospeedwayPark.com. That's VotospeedwayPark.com. We'll race you here.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. It's an overcast evening here in the Sun City. Not very sunny. as we get ready for Locomotive FC versus Loudoun United, a battle of third-place teams in the West. Duke, Keith, Holly, Cohen, Mata with you, and there you see Sebastian Mora at the back, and if you look a little bit down, you see Andy Cabrera on the bench for Locomotive FC. That's a wonderful sight, but Moreno, Avila, Sorto, those will be the men to look at up top for Locomotive. For Loudoun United, they will be without Abdelatif Abukura, their 11-goal scorer. He is out with injury tonight, so Ryan Martin trying to pack things in with the 3-4-3, Holly. Compact on the road. It's been a long road trip out from Virginia to here. That's probably what you want.
Yeah, I think both teams are, high pace, fast pace, attacking type of, teams. So I'm expecting to see a ton of goals tonight, hopefully.
The last bit of training being done. We're just about ready to go here this evening. Locomotive FC, Wilmer Cabrera, third place in the West, 32 points, 8-5-8. Loudoun United, 10-8-4, 34 points, third in the East. As there may be a little bit of weather, as long as there's no lightning, they'll play through it. You can play soccer in the rain, as you know, Holly.
Yes, absolutely. Just as long as there's no lightning, we could be out here all night. It's got to be 6 miles for delays, so it looks good. It's dark and cloudy, but I think so far, knock on wood, haven't seen any lightning.
Right. Knock on Formica, indeed. We are set and ready to go. Loudoun United in their traveling whites with the first touch and underway in a battle of third-place teams in the USL Championship. Hugo Farou, the Frenchman, as they play the ball back to him. That'll come to Frank de Roma. De Roma immediately out to Memo Diaz. And Diaz trying to play a line-splitting ball that is perhaps picked up by the wind a little bit. Looking for Christian Sorto.
Yeah, and de Roma is amazing. He's leading the championship in passing accuracy. I mean, he's basically not giving up a ball every time he touches the ball.
It is incredible, and we'll get to some of that a little bit later on. As Drew Skundrich, the team captain for Loudoun United, gives it a ride. Long and storied career. It'll come to Moreno. Shakes off one would-be tackler. On the mark and gets set to send it through. That is wide of Beto Avila out of that far post. Nobody in dark blue on the other end of that, but good little stab up the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see here he just takes a nice touch out and gets a shot far post, which is a great shot to take. You want to make sure that you're getting that across the keeper, so if he gets his hand on it, it's leading up to a rebound for your players to follow through. But he did a great job shielding and using his body to get into that position.
Janis Learman sends that one wide up and over. That'll be picked up and kept in play. But good work by Kofi Chumasi to get it back to Sebastian Mora. Out throwing in, the header is going to go. Out of nothing, they get that one to Ben Mines, and Mines makes it 1-0 in the second minute of play. Recycle, the ball never went out. Locomotive trying to clear, and it's a disaster at the back. Ben Mines.
Yeah, absolutely. They took a you could see super quick throw in. I think the Locomotives were kind of flat, not really expecting that. Perfect flick on to someone who was completely unmarked in the box. I mean, I'm sure if you're Coach Cabrera, you are furious at this.
That's Florian Valo with the header off the throw-in. And Ben Mines completely unmarked inside the 6-yard box. Nothing Sebastian Mora could have done about that.
No, completely unmarked. I mean, if might have been a miscommunication, lack of communication, just that ball going out. Unfortunately, Mora, making an unforced errant pass out of bounds, and then just so quick to play that in. They really took advantage of that.
Memo Diaz on the throw-in. Quickly reset. Gabi Torres on that left-hand side.
And if you're Locomotives, you are trying to get the ball to that man's feet. He has been so dangerous and so amazing. He's such a talented player, and he's done such a great job for the Locos.
Up for Player of the Month. Torres pulls it back. De Roma to Calvillo, and they'll get it out to the right side. Great service. Memo Diaz. Armando Moreno didn't make the run, and that was a beautiful ball in from the right wing.
That was a brilliant ball. They did a really good job keeping possession in the midfield, getting it out wide. He takes a touch, and he drives that ball right across exactly where he should be. He just didn't have anyone running onto it.
So we take a look at our Casa Auto Group keys to the game. What are you looking for tonight, Holly?
Yeah, you know, from the jump, El Paso has 18 first-half goals in league play this year, so that's the third most in the championship. And Loudoun actually have allowed 14 goals in the opening 30 minutes, which is the most in the league. So, you know, both teams, they need to dictate the flow. Both teams are in the top 4 in the league in possession. So whichever team is really going to control the pace of this match should really be in line with a positive result today. And then really they have to recover quickly. Much of the defensive struggles in the Locomotives this season have come when teams have turned them and countered them in the attack. So they need to do a good job, you know, defensively to combat that.
Diaz will intercept this one on the clearance by Faru. Locomotive with possession. Loudoun has exactly what they were looking for. An early goal on the road. They can be as defensive as they wish to be.
And, you know, Locomotives is really going to, you know, hopefully expose Loudoun's back three. They play 3 in the back, you know, with 3. Oh.
The wind is whipping in.
With 3 with 3 forwards with Locomotive's attack, like they really got to be able to really pressure that defensive line and get lots of combination play in.
Palermo Ortiz wears the captain's armband for Locomotive, trying to get a hold of that one. It's poked away. It'll be a Locomotive throw. Good pressure by Ben Mines. 8th notch making their voices heard. They'll sing through the rain if the wet stuff starts.
It doesn't matter what it looks like outside. Temperatures, rain, they're here.
Indeed they are. Calvillo, left wing, it's Moreno. Moreno bringing it across, trying to make something work. Florian Velo plays the ball back, and it's cleared immediately. Good work, Drew Skundrich. But there is Memo Diaz. Here's Diaz. Nice ball. Up top, trying to make a move. It's Avila. Plays it back, Moreno. Nobody able to move forward, though, for Locomotive. Here's Sorto. From DeRoma and back to him. Calvillo. Locomotive playing right to left to Torres. And why not? Good defense applied by Keegan Tingy. And that is well won. DeRoma makes sure it stays Locomotive's possession. Good work, Riley Bidois, who's the leading scorer out on the pitch right now for Ryan Martin's Loudoun United.
And I like seeing DeRoma get into the attack. Like, he's so good on the ball. Like, it was nice to see. I mean, he's a very solid player.
That was a hopeful ball from Sorto. They'll keep it in play, although I'm not sure why Keegan Tingy wanted to play that. Wynn certainly catches it, but it works out for Loudoun United, and the ball played forward beautifully out of the back for Ben Mines, and that's going to be a takedown and a quick yellow card for Memo Diaz.
And that's actually his... No, okay, I was going to say, I think someone else has one yellow.
Palermo Ortiz.
Ortiz has one.
Yellow card accumulation. Yeah. He's one away from being suspended for next match if he receives a yellow.
And what a great touch by Loudoun's player just to get that ball in front, and he forced his body in front of Memo, and unfortunately all he could do was just, you know, trip him.
Professional foul, but Mines would have been off to the races, and an opportunity at his second goal. Officially the 3rd minute for Ben Mines on the assist, the flick on from Florian Velo. And a free kick in an interesting spot. The wind is certainly whipping against Loudoun United as you look at the flags in behind. They'll play it to the far post. That's headed down. Looking into the mixer, they want the handball. Offside flag goes up. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. They got it to Mines, and the quick restart here for Locomotive with the offside call. Ricky Ruiz, well-won Team of the Week honors for the left back from Lake Elsinore, California.
He's such a great leader. He's so quiet and unassuming, but he just gets the job done. He's such a great, solid, consistent player. He well deserved of those accolades right now.
On that Team of the Week, Gabi Torres, as we pointed out, a candidate for team or for Player of the Month. Another ball whipped in. Diaz. That comes straight to Faroux. The Frenchman.
And you know, Locomotive are doing a great job. You want to pull those three defenders out wide. You want to get out wide, draw them out, and being able to get numbers in and serving balls in. That's going to create a lot of opportunities for the Locomotive.
That's a shirt pull. Pedro Santos, and that is whistled. So we take a look at our officials tonight. Matthew Corrigan is our center referee. Ben Kyler and Jacob Harold are assistant referees, and Emin Ansel is our fourth official.
And I see Cuauhtemoc, and I think of the most amazing Mexican national player, Cuauhtemoc Blanco.
Oh, man, Cuauhtemoc Blanco is
not
really
many
something.
of those names.
We see a lot of Cuauhtemoc Delgadillo. I think he's around this area. That's headed back. It'll be picked up by Ruiz. Ruiz lets one fly, and why not? But not enough for Armando Moreno. Keegan Tingy. And that's going to be a foul, a push, Palermo Ortiz. And taking a seat again is Ben Mines. Mines with some words to say, the Ridgefield, Connecticut native.
I'm not quite sure what happened. I didn't see.
It
was kind of off the play.
You looked, and he suddenly went down to the turf, and our referee, Matthew Corrigan, immediately blows the whistle. Way off the ball, but another dangerous free kick opportunity. And it will be Valo. A 5'11" Frenchman. Quick restart. Chumasi's got that one. That's going to get where it needs to go. The pullback and the shot and the score.
Completely unmarked in the box again.
Drew Skundrich wide open as that one was miscleared. It comes to Moses Nyman, the Liberian on the left side. Puts it back to Skundrich, and he could take all the time in the world to put it where he wanted.
What a ball. I mean, again, just a ball driven back to the back six. Completely unmarked. Easy put away.
That's Kwame Awua on the assist, the Toronto native. And the longtime league veteran, Drew Skundrich, picks his spot. It's 2-0 Loudoun. And the defensive miscues have really cost Locomotive FC.
Well, we wanted to see a lot of goals. I think we weren't expecting them to be that quick from the same team. Thought it was going to go a little bit back and forth. The Locomotive have to really regroup and get a lot more organized on set pieces.
Ryan Martin can take a seat and take it easy right now. His team leading 2-0.
And it's really unfortunate for Mora. I mean, getting the start with Jamali Waite in international duty, you know, those two goals were absolutely nothing he could do.
Over the top, great, settled by Gabi Torres. Takes it on the half volley and didn't miss by much. The Brazilian does though put it wide, and it'll be a goal kick for Hugo Faroux.
He's so deceivingly good. Just the fact that he got a touch up high, and the last thing you would expect was to kind of half volley that in the air. If he would have got that on target, that could have been a goal.
Let's take a look at this replay.
Nice touch. He's going to get a nice touch, and right there, like not even give it any kind of time before he rips a shot. You know, if he could have put that across the net, would have had a better opportunity.
Amazing, though, just to bring it down.
Like on the bounce.
Incredible balance and out of the back. You know Locomotive is looking for their number 16. Christian Sorto plays the bounce back. Here's a good step. Memo Diaz. That's a shirt pull, and it'll be a free kick coming for Locomotive.
And you know, the Locomotive just has to get a goal. They got to get a goal. The game is back 2-1. It becomes a super tight game again. Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Two goals.
2 goals in 13 minutes. There's plenty of time to see a lot more goals in this game. And hopefully for Locomotive, they get some of those.
So Skundrich in the 12th after Mine starts the scoring in the 3rd. It has been a horror show at the back for El Paso. They'll get it to Reese. Torres. And that is a foul as Torres is dragged down. The defense applied by Tingy, who's whistled for the harm. Calvillo and Torres. In swinger, out swinger. Little gamesmanship on the part of Pedro Santos, the Portuguese. Just making sure they couldn't take the quick restart.
Yeah, and a great ball right here would be driving that ball. If you can see, like, in between the 6-yard box and the 18-yard box, that little circle, if you could drive that, you're causing your keeper to come off their line. You just got to get a touch on there.
That's Reese sending it back into the mixer, but wide up and over. And that is going to be a goal kick. Florian Valo, they want a foul whistled as he was physical with Beto Avila, but neither player had the ball. He was perfectly entitled to his position. Playing out of the back, Yannis Learman. One of 3 Frenchmen on this roster. Very quick, Sebastian Mora Mora off his line and picks it up. Dangerous.
He kind of got caught out of position. He was lucky to have gotten that ball.
Awua has been dangerous from that left-hand side, but Locomotive just not ready for what Awua has thrown at them. Much less Florian Valo. Here is Ortiz. So Locomotive up against it. As you point out, though, 2 goals very early on. If El Paso can get one back, they're back in it. Reese. Locomotive has him stretched sideline to sideline. That'll be sent back up and over. To no avail.
And he did a great job using his body just to shield that ball away.
Beto Avila down there. That is a foul. Moreno, a very bright background.
From here they blur, you can't see them. And again, another same exact spot. You drive this ball, if you could drive the ball right in 5 feet behind this defensive line, you're forcing the keeper to come out. And if you could get a runner in and get a flick on, get a touch on, it could be a super dangerous set piece.
It'll be Calvillo. In swinging ball. That's headed out by Ben Mines. Loudoun, outlet. DeRoma in a chase for it. Will get there before Mines, and back it comes now for Sebastian Mora. The rain has started here at Southwest University Park, and it is coming down in a torrent. This is the tail end of a cell. We've been looking at some of the radar images, so I don't think it's going to last terribly long, but it's coming down. That's over the top.
That's a good ball.
Beautifully done. Armando Moreno. Nice stinging ball across the edge of the 6.
And that's a great ball. I mean, that's the ball you want. You want that ball to get across the 6-yard box. Like, Locomotive have to get runners in there.
Robbie Dombro making sure that Beto Avila was nowhere near it.
It's just that little bit extra effort just to get there. And it looks like Locomotive is just a little bit flat again. There's kind of no urgency to get into the box.
Awua. It's out for a Locomotive throw. Quickly to Torres. That's deflected. It'll bounce to Mines. Hines has been on just about everything he's needed to be, including the first goal. Tingy skidded back to Calvillo from Torres.
And you got to be really careful in the rain. The ball is gonna skip. It will definitely be more difficult to control.
A nice step on Sorto. And a good cutout by Ortiz, but Awua puts it right back. In it comes inside the 6-yard box. Handling their business. Locomotive keeps that one away. Valo again dangerous with the ball in to Mines. To the far post they'll send this one. And too tall for Drew Skundrich to get on the back of. Locomotive survive.
And Loudoun is extremely, again, talking about some of those key things to the game, key plays to the game, or the transition. Like Loudoun is so dangerous on counterattacks and on set pieces.
Here is Torres. Locomotive dangerous themselves if they can get something working. Torres, it's a nice slow ball from Moreno. Up to DeRoma, who can drive, chips it over the top. Moreno trying to get there, but good work by Faroux to cut it out.
That was a good little ball.
Locomotive, more good thinking. They're getting some open opportunities, but good cover so far by Loudoun United. Faroux to Awua. That'll bounce up, and Sorto settles nicely. Sorto, ball over the top. That's headed out. Only to Torres. Learman got that header to clear the danger from the 18. Locomotive trying to get around. That'll bounce off Moreno. Skundrich. Danger averted. Reese. Tons of possession early on for Locomotive, but trailing 2-0. Diaz. DeRoma. Stopped by Tommy McCabe. Diaz. Another beautiful pass across, but way too tall for Avila or Moreno. And probably not able to pull that back where he wanted it to drop.
Yeah, and Loudoun's back line is, they have good size. Looks to be good height. Your with Locomotive forwards, not exactly the tallest of the bunch. You're looking to really try to get them to outplay them in the air. That's going to be difficult.
Torres trying to be a pest in the middle as Loudoun looks to clear. That'll bounce to Torres. To Avila, Beto Avila. Edge of the 18, side stepping, and it'll be brought off the foot of Drew Skundrich. Out for Locomotive's first corner of the night. The rain continues to come down in central El Paso. On a chilly September evening. Kind of our first breath of fall this weekend here in El Paso del Norte.
And temperatures under 90 degrees for first time.
First time in a few months. Ricky Reese on the corner. In swinging ball, that drops. Easy clearance in the end for Loudoun. Stays in play though. Memo Diaz whips it back in over the top. Brought down by Torres as it's initially cleared by McCabe. And now here comes Loudoun. Well cut out. Frank DeRoma forces the throw. And I believe we're going to have a weather delay. Yep, we're headed to the exits. That means lightning within a 6-mile radius of Southwest University Park, so a minimum delay of 30 minutes coming up. Here in the early going.
I think we bring the bad weather.
We must, right?
Bring bad weather.
We did it for UTEP women's soccer. We're doing it for Locomotive. In consecutive matches, too.
Yeah.
What's up with us?
Rain, go away.
Indeed, and it will. I don't think this is going to last particularly long, but we are going to take a pause in our broadcast and be back with you. A little 30-minute delay at the least. It's 30 minutes from the last lightning strike within 6 miles here of Southwest University Park. So the match is suspended by Matthew Corrigan. Little discussion at the center of the pitch. There's Gibby Widner, a longtime associate. Wilmer Cabrera, along with assistant coach Gerson Echeverri, not particularly happy with this delay. But they will go in, and we will have a 30-minute delay and hopefully be back with you here within the next half hour or so. Our score: El Paso Locomotive FC 0, Loudoun United FC 2 from Southwest University Park. We'll come back with more when we can and keep you updated. Check out Locomotive social media, EP Locomotive FC, Instagram, X, etc. for all of the latest updates. And we'll keep you up to date with that. We'll be back when we can. For Holly, I'm Duke. See you in a bit.
Anywhere. What makes Casa different? The trust we've earned along the way. 55 years later, we're still growing bigger to serve you better. Now with 16 trusted brands. From everyday value to luxury and performance, with thousands to choose from, all under one roof. And with our Casa Advantage, you get peace of mind with lifetime powertrain protection, free home delivery, and Casa's 7-day return policy. Bigger brands, better value, and the name you can trust. Casa, the home of the nice guys. Yeah!
The Labor Day sale has been extended all month long at Fun Country RV and Marine. You'll find huge discounts all month long on boats and RVs. Fun Country RVs has a huge selection of boats like Landau, G3, Viaggio. Fun Country RV is the largest parts dealer in the Southwest. Check out our parts and service department for all your boat or RV needs. Take the Anthony Exit 0 to Fun Country RV or find us online at funcountryrvs.com.
Get ready for a night of non-stop action at Paso Speedway Park. Feel the adrenaline as drivers push their limits, battling for the top spot on our fast and challenging track. Whether you're cheering from the stands or enjoying the great food and drinks, there's excitement around every corner. Bring the whole family and experience the energy of live racing. Gates open at 5 and the green flag drops at 7:30. Don't miss out. Grab your tickets today at VotospeedwayPark.com. That's VotospeedwayPark.com. We'll race you here.
With more traffic back on El Paso highways, the potential for serious accidents is back too.
Insurance companies giving you the runaround? That's old news. What's real news is a lawyer who's got your back. I was born in El Paso, and I've been on the side for injured El Pasoans for over 20 years. I'm attorney Alexandria Zant. Call me today, and I'll give you the real scoop about your case.
Zant Law Firm, 799-0993. Or find us online at zantlawfirm.com.
It all started with one couple's vision to farm pistachios in the desert. 50 years later, that dream lives on in Heart of the Desert, New Mexico's first and largest pistachio grove. The farm's success also fuels the dreams of other New Mexico entrepreneurs. Small batch bakers and ice cream and candy makers create delicious goodies from the farm's pistachios. A local winemaker produces quality wine from the farm's grapes. Heart of the Desert Pistachio and Wine. You can taste the tradition. Locations in Alamogordo, Mesilla, and Las Cruces.
Park, Duke, Keith, Holly, Cohen, Mata with you. We are in a weather delay, but the teams are coming back out onto the pitch. Loudoun United first out of the locker room. El Paso Locomotive is yet to come out, but should be shortly, which is interesting because that makes me think it wasn't lightning that suspended the match. Duke, Keith, Holly, Cohen, Mata with you. In the middle of the 23rd minute, here comes Locomotive FC. So very interesting. If there is a lightning delay, it's a minimum of 30 minutes.
From each time it strikes, right?
Yeah.
But I know that when they were leaving the field, I know both coaches were talking to the referees, and they looked upset, and it seemed like it might have just been them sending them off for rain.
Right. And again, that is at the referee's discretion. Matthew Corrigan saying you can't play in this. I don't exactly know, and if we get any word from the touch line, we'll pass it along to you. Now the wind is definitely settled a little bit with the rain.
Yeah, not coming down as heavy.
Right. No, the rain is letting up. This was the tail end of a little system that was making its way through. So we didn't think it was going to last particularly long, but the rain is still coming down, such as it is. Should cool things off nicely. And I think
the fans, diehard fans standing. I mean, the seats look pretty wet. I don't think any. Well, you got the train. Is that what they call it?
Locomotive?
The locomotive. The
eighth notch?
Eighth notch.
Yep.
Out there, diehard fans.
They are still out. El Loco Enmascarado. Got the drums working. The drum section is working as well. So the drum beat goes on from section 105 as the rain continues to fall, but looks like we're just going to pick it up. With a Loudoun United throw-in. So, on Matthew Corrigan's whistle, we will be back and underway. Here in the 23rd minute, Loudoun United with 2 early goals. And now, Matthew Corrigan talking to our friend Ruli Medrano, working operations for El Paso Locomotive here at the pitch. I'm sure in Loudoun, Virginia, where Loudoun United is located, you've got plenty of rain gear available. Locomotive certainly has it, but...
And good for El Paso. We need the rain.
Sure.
Such a dry desert climate, and we could use all the green grass and beautiful plants that will bloom from the one-time rain this year.
Yeah. I just worry about the weeds. So Wilmer Cabrera, we saw images of Cabrera and first assistant Gerson Echeverri really in the ear of Matthew Corrigan. And the teams went down the tunnel and came right back out again. So back and underway, 23rd minute we continue. Loudoun United, top of the box. DeRoma trying to get on that, but Tommy McCabe will and send it wide up and over. Loudoun United all over Locomotive's back line. And El Paso has been a bit like the weather here in the Sun City. Leaky at the back.
Yeah, very unorganized in the back. Had some lapses that really ultimately led to goals.
Beto Avila, Christian Sorto, Awua. Nicely worked to Ben Mines. Mines challenging again, and the cross. Mines just a beautiful shot, but a bit off target. He got Mora Mora off his line, and he knew where he wanted to put it, just had to put it a little wide.
He did, and, I think Mora Mora was just a little bit premature coming off his line. He was there, but kind of stopped, and, luckily hit that wide. I mean, I think if he would have come out and continued to keep coming out and attacking the ball, he kind of got caught like a deer in headlights, just kind of standing.
And that is a yellow card. We'll see to whom. If it's Palermo Ortiz, he misses the next match for Locomotive FC. That is a hard takedown. Riley Bidois still writhing around. And it is on Palermo Ortiz, so that means he misses Locomotive's next match on the road at North Carolina, taking on quite a brutal stretch of Eastern Conference teams over this month of September.
And I'm sure that is a big loss for the Locomotive. With few games left in the season and 5 points within being out of contention for, the playoffs, it's just unfortunate that he's going to miss this next game. Every game is going to be so important from here on out.
North Carolina right behind Loudoun United. Free kick coming. That's a shot straight at Mora. Mora. Easy enough off the foot of Pedro Santos. The Portuguese, I think, wanted a little more dip. The wind's still whipping around a little bit here at Southwest University Park. It's swirling, but not nearly as stout as it was at the beginning of the match.
And you wonder if we're going to see Cabrera come in. I mean, being down 2 goals, needing some more attack and flair, like you might see him come in maybe more than what they intended.
Definitely back from rehab earlier than the Locomotive training staff thought he would be after that slight hamstring pull. But he's been out for close to a month now and is available on the bench. El Paso's 10-goal scorer available, where again Abdelatif Abukura, the 11-goal scorer for Loudoun, is not available and is not in the 18. Locomotive trying to get a wrangle on it, but Loudoun United has really snuffed things out well. Their midfield has been solid. The back line has done its job so far, as good as Locomotive has been in possession.
Yeah, they definitely have been controlling the middle of the field. You have rarely seen Locomotive really been productive in the middle of the field. They really need to get more players involved in the attack and not just play wide, serve balls in, because Loudoun is incredible in the back so far. They've been organized, they're big and strong, they're great in the air, so they got to find some other form of attack to really get on the board and make this a game.
Mora Torres over the top. Flag stays down, but it's too far ahead for Amanda Moreno. And Hugo Faru will let it go out. Let's crunch the numbers with Beasley Mitchell and Company. The number for tonight, 92.67. Frank DeRoma leads the championship with a passing accuracy of basically 93% when you round up. He's been a facilitator for Locomotive in that 6th position. Will be called to continue that. As out, that's going to glance off the foot of Awua, who will not be able to make it in time. But absolutely critical, Frank DeRoma, to the success of whatever Locomotive is trying to do back to front. And 92.67, that's amazing. What a number.
Yeah, absolutely. Not giving many balls away, which is really incredible. And being that defensive center mid position, that's super important. I'd like to see him get in the attack a little bit more. He finds himself in those positions on the field. It would be nice to see him go forward more.
Calvillo, nice ball to Sordo. Sordo into the middle, the glancing header off the bar. The crossbar off Beto Avila. Beautifully done by Calvillo, Sordo, and Avila, but the last touch off the head of Avila rattles the cage.
And what a ball. He drove it perfectly. He's driving it in. He's getting a good head on the ball where it's driving and it's not floating up in the air for, the Loudoun players to defend. So that was a great ball. They got to get more of that. Bring them out wide, draw them out wide, open up their defense, and then really drive balls in to get something on them.
Got on a run. Robbie Dombro. That's a foul. Avila quickly taken by Mines. Into the middle for the veteran, Drew Skundrich. It'll bounce away and send it a touch by Ruiz. Wilmer Cabrera looking for answers. His goalkeeper's coach, Ivan Mesa, in the head coach's ear. Loudoun United enjoying their best season to date. In 3rd place in the Eastern Conference, only 5 points away from their regular season record. It has really been a tremendous season for Loudoun United, and were it not for the season that Louisville City and Charleston have been having, they'd be right in the thick of it. But those two have really separated themselves on top of the East.
It's been fun. The USL has been really exciting this season. It's been so close. So many teams are within points of each other from being in contention for playoffs to being dropped out. So every single game really truly matters.
The East a little more settled than the West, but of course Locomotive, as we pointed out, 5 points away from dropping out the moon door. We'll get it to Moreno. That's a nice ball from De Roma. Moreno crosses and puts it up and over. Nice move by Moreno, but good job by Loudoun forcing him wide or forcing him around.
But he does a great job. He just goes at that front foot of the defender, cuts it in, and just takes a nice... I mean, he was a little open. His chest was open. If he could drive and get his body over the ball a little bit more, he probably would have got that on target. But he did a good job going at the defender.
Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on TUDN, the nation's leading Spanish-language sports network. Select matches available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. TUDN. Happy to be associated. This is the most widely available soccer league in the United States. You'll watch it on all sorts of platforms. Here tonight on ESPN Plus. That one's right to Sorto. Christian Sorto driving at the back line. Great job again by Loudoun to force it wide. But here's Torres. That's glanced and deflected, and it'll be out for a corner.
And so far, it looks like the Locomotive have increased their pressure on the ball, like especially up top with those forwards. And ultimately, that's what you're trying to do, is force that defense, any one of those defenders, just to give up a poor pass, a poor ball, which is exactly what happened. And look what it came out of a corner.
This will be Calvillo. Locomotive just looking for a toehold in this match. They'll play it back. Ruiz, or actually Memo Diaz, trying to find somebody at the far post, but popped over and out. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. You were telling me the cost of soccer balls, which I know as a youth coach is something you're very well aware of.
Yes. And you know, at like a college level, like just the balls are so expensive. They're like $200 balls.
Goodness gracious. And the player's choice being batted around. That'll be out and in for a Locomotive throw for Memo Diaz. The team captain, Palermo Ortiz, who's picked up a yellow card, will be out for the North Carolina match. That's on Friday at 5 p.m. Good work by Torres, but Locomotive trying to maintain possession. Good cover by Loudoun, but that will bounce out to Diaz.
They have numbers in the attack right now.
Sorto forced to go wide by Mine. Sorto's shot deflected. That is a save for Faru. Not out of trouble. De Roma. Diaz pulled back to De Roma. Switches positions back to Memo Diaz. Diaz chips one nicely into Moreno. Fired across. That's off the crossbar. Wow. That'll be lifted out for a corner with Torres lurking at the back post. But good cover from King and Tiggy, and he needed to be there.
And it looked like he was just trying to flick it over the keeper, who was so near the post. You can see right here, yeah, just...
Look at the spin of that ball.
The backspin just kind of kept that in and oddly put it on frame.
Right off the crossbar again for Locomotive. Here's Calvillo. Another corner kick is Tingy. Put it over the back line. In swinging ball into the middle. Avila knocks it down, but straight for Loudoun. And lifted out by Pedro Santos. 35th minute here in El Paso. The sky ball, Skundrich. Tommy McCabe. Good battle here by Torres, but the foul whistled as he takes down Skundrich. Tangle of feet.
Yeah, just kind of bullied him over.
The Brazilian trying to win that back, get something started for this Locomotive team, which has had plenty in attack, but the back line has not been up to par.
And again, great pressure by Locomotive.
DeRoma wins that one nicely, and that's going to be Avila taken down, and that's a yellow card issued to Tommy McCabe.
And so far, Locomotive with the 3 forwards pressing and pressuring that back line, so far they've come up with 3 different opportunities on goal. That is being very effective. They need to continue doing that to give up balls, to create opportunities, set pieces.
McCabe, the first Loudoun player to go into the book.
And a great challenge by Jeroma, just stepping in and anticipating that, and got a clear foul.
Tommy McCabe trying to keep Beto Avila from charging forward. He knew what would happen if he didn't.
And we've seen Sordo hit bangers on set pieces. He had a few goals. He had a goal, an unbelievable goal a few games back. Same position.
Christian Sordo, call it about 24, 25 yards off the back line. Has hit it from there. He will have his opportunity. Sordo up and over, but wide.
So close. Great strike. And just inches above that upper 90 left post.
Farouk diving to his right. If that had been maybe a foot or two lower, Farouk would still not have been able to get there. Ortiz. Skundrich wins this in the air. Valo off of McCabe. That'll be a Locomotive throw.
And again, I think you see Gabby Torres in the middle of the field. I think the Locomotive are so successful when he gets more involved and he gets a ton more touches on. But yeah, going back to that replay, that was an incredible strike on net. Well, almost on net.
Right. Just a bit outside. Channeling my.
And they are quick. I mean, that's a Locomotive throw, but you can tell the urgency that Loudoun has. I mean, they would have had a breakaway. They are quick to immediately play, and sometimes it just kind of gets Locomotive off.
Here's a throw in. Torres. Ruiz skies one across the pitch. Brought down nicely by Sordo. Into the middle, Calvillo. Torres. Locomotive finding their way forward. Loudoun does a good job of just compressing everything at the back.
And being patient and just keeping numbers behind the ball.
Torres. Calvillo inside. That's a knockdown, but not a foul. Avila was there. So was McCabe. That is a foul. As Ricky Ruiz is taken down by Santos. Quickly restarted. Calvillo sends it across, nobody in blue. Sordo there to just keep possession, has to touch it back. Ortiz knocks a nice one over, but well defended. Dombro was ready for it.
That was a nice little move to get out of pressure.
Back to Ortiz. Here's DeRoma.
And he uses his body so well, Gabby Torres. He is fully aware of his defenders all the time, and he just knows how to shield off those players.
Avila goes down, but no foul whistled. Locomotive back with it, Chamasi. Torres swings it to the right, Sordo. Sordo. Stinging ball in from Memo Diaz, could not hook it up with Moreno. And a good touch at the last by Loudoun.
Those are some incredible opportunities.
Skundrich to the middle. McCabe deflected. And that's a foul, a push by Keegan Tingy. Avila on the restart to DeRoma. Beto Avila weaving his way through. That's a good touch by Skundrich. Good positioning. And Chamasi. That was dangerous, but Mora Mora gives it a ride.
He's wild back there tonight. He is like flying off his line.
Wilmer Cabrera trying to orchestrate a comeback. If Locomotive can get one before the half.
Absolutely. You know, a 2-1 game is super difficult. I mean, you're right back in it. They got to get a goal in this half to kind of have some momentum for that second half.
Faru, long and over the top. That's going to get where it needs to go. Slid across and cut out Chamasi. Reese makes sure it doesn't go any further into the 18.
That was an incredible ball by Loudoun, playing that ball over, right over Ricky Ruiz.
They got it out. On the bounce, it will come to Mora Mora. Beautiful ball over the top, and Tingy flashing out to receive that. Good cover, though, by Chamasi and Ricky Reese. Pulled back for DeRoma. Calvillo and Ortiz will have a go. Ortiz, that is bounced, and Faru has to turn it aside. Another corner kick coming.
And that's difficult for a keeper. You have these balls that are low driven, and as soon as it touches the grass, it skips. So it's very unpredictable and very difficult for a keeper to handle.
Skipped at just the right time. But on the restart, it'll go out. Goal kick coming. That's actually offside. Palermo Ortiz. Actually, for Loudoun, looking at the stats, there were 2 yellow cards. McCabe, which we knew, but also Dambro. Issued simultaneously, so I don't know if that was dissent. But Dambro is in the book too, so 2 cautions apiece. That is not going to get to the mark. Beto Avila doing what he can to make sure it doesn't go anywhere, but that'll bounce now to Mines. From Valo, the shot back for Valo, it goes wide. We're hearing, barring any further stoppage over the next couple of minutes, there will be 2 minutes of added time. Chamasi, good work to head it back for himself, and that should be a foul. It is. And a yellow card coming. Into the book goes Skundrich.
And, you know, Mora's got to clean it up in the back with his distribution. He's given up a few balls that he should have been able to play to somebody. And then just this ball right here will not. I mean, that was a great job of doing it. And there's just a right hook around the neck. But, yeah, Mora has to, like, just clean it up a little bit in the back.
The arm bar provided by Drew Skundrich.
Yeah.
Yep. 44th minute. Memo Diaz. Avila heads it into the middle, but only Skundrich is there. Valo plays it back for Skundrich. Mines works his way. They're going to call that a foul. I'm not sure I agree with this call. Mines knew the contact was coming. Tries to split the D. I don't think he had possession of the ball. But another free kick. Won by Mines.
Yeah, just kind of went through his legs.
Yeah. You look at that angle, and that's pretty clear. Memo Diaz, who also has to be careful. He is on a yellow card issued in the 7th minute. We've got all the camera angles, and I don't mind being corrected. 45th minute. All the way, punched away, Mora on that one before Learman can get there, as it was sent in by Valo, and it will be a Loudoun corner kick.
And it looks like maybe he could have caught that. But I mean, again, it's wet, it's rainy. I'm not sure like what the conditions are down at the field. It might have been he might have just not been confident doing that, but it didn't look to have a ton of pace where he couldn't have just caught that.
The signal is up. That will be 2 minutes of stoppage time. Valo again. Will play it short. In swinging ball, headed out firmly, Torres. And that is a collision. Free kick coming. Robbie Dombro. And Amando Moreno. Up and under his own steam, which is good to see, but a little bit of a collision here.
Yeah, totally got him as he was in the air. Kind of, well, he's holding his hip. It looked like he could have kind of fell on his ankle a little bit wrong, but it looked to be his hip.
Already through our first minute of stoppage time. Ruiz trying to play it back and wins a throw. Nope, that bounced off of Ruiz. Great cover at the back by Valo. Gabi Torres wins that one in the air. That's going to be whipped and cleared. Palermo Ortiz. Bodies flying everywhere. And Christian Sorto wins a free kick, which
might do it for this half.
Yeah, has got to be pretty much the last action coming up. DeRoma. Chamasi. So we've played the two. That is a nice bounce. Gabi Torres pulls it back. DeRoma trying to get there. That is great cover by Mines. And that is the end of the first half of play. Locomotive. The right ideas, you can tell what they're trying to do, but Loudoun United has covered their bases where Locomotive has not. And 2 goals in the opening 13 minutes gives the visitors the lead going into halftime. We'll be back to talk about it, show you the highlights, the stats, and plenty more coming up from El Paso. At the break, El Paso Locomotive FC 0, Loudoun United FC 2. Return in a bit.
You can buy a new car anywhere. What makes Casa different? The trust we've earned along the way. 55 years later, we're still growing bigger to serve you better. Now with 16 trusted brands. From everyday value to luxury and performance, with thousands to choose from, all under one roof. And with our Casa Advantage, you get peace of mind with lifetime powertrain protection, free home delivery, and Casa's 7-day return policy. Bigger brands, better value, and the name you can trust. Casa, the home of the nice guys. Yeah!
The Labor Day sale has been extended all month long at Fun Country RV and Marine. You'll find huge discounts all month long on boats and RVs. Fun Country RVs has a huge selection of boats like Landau, G3, Viaggio. Fun Country RV is the largest parts dealer in the Southwest. Check out our parts and service department for all your boat or RV needs. Take the Anthony Exit 0 to Fun Country RV or find us online at funcountryrvs.com.
Get ready for a night of non-stop action at Paso Speedway Park. Feel the adrenaline as drivers push their limits, battling for the top spot on our fast and challenging challenging track. Whether you're cheering from the stands or enjoying the great food and drinks, there's excitement around every corner. Bring the whole family and experience the energy of live racing. Gates open at 5 and the green flag drops at 7:30. Don't miss out. Grab your tickets today at VottoSpeedwayPark.com. That's VottoSpeedwayPark.com. We'll race you here.
With more traffic back on El Paso highways, the potential for serious accidents is back too.
Insurance companies giving you the runaround? That's old news. What's real news is a lawyer who's got your back. I was born in El Paso, and I've been on the side for injured El Pasoans for over 20 years. I'm attorney Alexandria Zant. Call me today, and I'll give you the real scoop about your case.
Zant Law Firm, 799-0993. Or find us online at zantlawfirm.com.
It all started with one couple's vision to farm pistachios in the desert. 50 years later, that dream lives on in heart of the desert, New Mexico's first and largest pistachio grove. The farm's success also fuels the dreams of other New Mexico entrepreneurs. Small batch bakers and ice cream and candy makers create delicious goodies from the farm's pistachios. A local winemaker produces quality wine from the farm's grapes. Heart of the Desert Pistachio and Wine. You can taste the tradition. Locations in Alamogordo, Mesilla, and Las Cruces.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. Things have settled down nicely here in downtown El Paso. The rain has gone away. It's a beautiful evening for soccer in the Southwest. Beautiful evening if you're from Virginia. Loudoun United leading Locomotive at the break as we take a look at our Western Conference standings. FC Tulsa at the top, and they have really established themselves, though not completely out of reach. Sacramento Republic, El Paso Locomotive FC in the mix along with San Antonio. Phoenix has risen to 5th. Orange County, Lexington, New Mexico United. It has been topsy-turvy, but again, you see that playoff line. 5 points separate Locomotive FC from the last and final spot right now, and 27 points. News and notes, international call-ups. 17 current Championship or League One players called up for world qualifying matches during the international break, including Locomotive's own Jamali Waite for Jamaica, who had 3 saves as a starter yesterday for the Reggae Boys. Setting the pace for the playoffs, Louisville City became the first team to clinch a playoff berth, with the Charleston Battery only needing 2 points to clinch as well at the very, very tippy top of the Eastern Conference. And North Carolina FC has signed 18-year-old defender Finn Sundstrom to his first professional deal after that young man played on an academy contract, continuing to give young players opportunities in the USL. Taking a look at the upcoming USL schedule, Detroit City FC in Albuquerque to take on New Mexico United. That's coming up September 10th at 7 p.m. 4 p.m. Mountain Time, Orange County SC versus Lexington SC. El Paso Locomotive on the road versus North Carolina. That is September the 12th, a Friday game at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Big one, San Antonio FC, Loudoun United FC, as I'm sure Loudoun might be thinking of sticking around in the Lone Star State after tonight's match. That's coming September the 13th in the afternoon. FC Tulsa at New Mexico United on the 13th as well. And Phoenix Rising FC at Sacramento Republic on the 13th at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. That's a look at your upcoming schedule. We'll get to some stats, some highlights, and plenty more here at halftime, with Locomotive trailing Loudoun United 2-0 at the break.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
Strikes with the right and opens the scoring. A dream start for the home side. Wow, what a strike from Westchester, and it's Prince Sadie.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way.
Focus!
Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power.
Whatever it takes.
Trusted for over 100 years. Tiger Balm's proven herbal blend tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger so that you can rise above pain.
Let's make a Karate Kid.
And get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
And Rhode Island are into a major semifinal. It's Hartford the lead. Greenville is on the semifinals. Sacramento is heading to the semifinals.
They're not here by accident. It's not by chance.
You know, you only get one chance to make a first impression.
The game day environment is unlike anything I've experienced. It's loud, it's authentically Maine.
Even if the supporter doesn't play on the pitch, we fight together.
Don't get many opportunities to be a part of something brand new. We do have a responsibility to set the foundation.
People are coming here because they know soccer and they want to watch.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. Loudoun United leading Locomotive FC 2-0. Locomotive not without their opportunities. As we take a look at the big play, what are you looking at here, Holly, when you see what Locomotive's been able to do offensively?
Yeah, I think they've been super successful when they bring them in. They play balls into their strikers' feet, and then they play the ball out wide, and then they're driving balls across that 6-yard box. That's when you find more success. Like, that was a perfect opportunity. You saw that ball was driven. It's not floated in the air. You put a ball that floats in the air, and it's easy for a defender to win that, especially with the back line of Loudoun being tall and athletic. They're going to win those balls in the air unless they're driven.
0-2 at the break. Locomotive FC looking for the comeback here in El Paso.
Get ready for a night of non-stop action at Paso Speedway Park. Feel the adrenaline as drivers push their limits, battling for the top spot on our fast and challenging track. Whether you're cheering from the stands or enjoying the great food and drinks, there's excitement around every corner. Bring the whole family and experience the energy of live racing. Gates open at 5 and the green flag drops at 7:30. Don't miss out. Grab your tickets today at VottoSpeedwayPark.com. That's VottoSpeedwayPark.com. We'll race you here.
Pack and Ship Express can help with any printing needs, big or small. Our team has the expertise and state-of-the-art technology to print posters or banners, as well as flyers, brochures, and business cards. Need something ASAP? Pack and Ship offers deadline printing, so if you need something fast, Pack and Ship Express can help. Pack and Ship Express, so much more than shipping, at 6112 North Mesa in the Thunderbird Shopping Center. Find us online at packandshipep.com. With more traffic back on El Paso highways, the potential for serious accidents is back too.
Insurance companies giving you the runaround? That's old news. What's real news is a lawyer who's got your back. I was born in El Paso, and I've been on the side for injured El Pasoans for over 20 years. I'm attorney Alexandria Zant. Call me today, and I'll give you the real scoop about your case.
Zant Law Firm, 799-0993. Or find us online at zantlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to downtown El Paso. 0-2 at the break. Locomotive FC looking to make the comeback. Duke Keith, Holly Cohen Mata. As we take a look at our statistics from the first half of play, Locomotive pouring on the shots. Shots on target. Well, Loudoun United, as you would expect, has 3-2. The possession about what you'd expect as well. Locomotive being able to create on set pieces. But Holly, quickly, what are your thoughts as you take a look at these stats?
Yeah, they had 3 shots on target, 2 were goals. I mean, they were unorganized in the back. They didn't mark their man. They get tighter and be more organized in the back and create more up top. We're going to see a different second half.
Should be pointed out, Locomotive down 2-0 at Phoenix last week and came back to draw that one 3-2 or 3-3. Well, hopefully we have some fireworks like that second half coming up in this one for both of these teams' sake. It's 2-0 Loudoun United over Locomotive.
Pack and Ship Express can help with any printing needs, big or small. Our team has the expertise and state-of-the-art technology to print posters or banners, as well as flyers, brochures, and business cards. Need something ASAP? Pack and Ship offers deadline printing, so if you need something fast, Pack and Ship Express can help. Pack and Ship Express, so much more than shipping, at 6112 North Mesa, the Thunderbird Shopping Center. Find us online at packandshipep.com. The Labor Day sale has been extended all month long at Fun Country RV and Marine. You'll find huge discounts all month long on boats and RVs. Fun Country RVs has a huge selection of boats like Landau, G3, Viaggio. Fun Country RV is the largest parts dealer in the Southwest. Check out our parts and service department for all your boat or RV needs. Take the Anthony Exit Zero to Fun Country RV or find us online at funcountryrvs.com.
It all started with one couple's vision to farm pistachios in the desert. 50 years later, that dream lives on in heart of the desert, New Mexico's first and largest pistachio grove. The farm's success also fuels the dreams of other New Mexico entrepreneurs. Small batch bakers and ice cream and candy makers create delicious goodies from the farm's pistachios. A local winemaker produces quality wine from the farm's grapes. Heart of the Desert Pistachio and Wine. You can taste the tradition. Locations in Alamogordo, Mesilla, and Las Cruces.
Welcome back as we get set for the second half. Let's have a look at the first half highlights. Duke, Keith, and Holly Cohen-Mata with you. And right off the throw-in, Valo, a beautiful flick to Mines, and the run was on for Loudoun United. That was just in the 3rd minute of play. Locomotive was able to challenge a little bit, but then a beautiful pullback by Awua off the back line and into the middle, and Drew Skundridge had all the time in the world to pick his spot. It has not been very solid for Locomotive at the back. The front, it's been opportunistic, but so far, nothing has been converted, Holly.
Yeah. They hit the crossbar 2 different times. They had great opportunities. You saw the goals that came from Loudoun were just quick off a throw-in, super quick. No one was marked. The second goal was actually unattested. Let that ball that was served into the box, no one stepped to that ball. I mean, so if they clean it up defensively, they get more organized, they step, they have urgency not to allow any kind of crosses, any kind of shots, and then they attack and kind of get those combination plays into the strikers' feet and then draw them out wide and then serve balls in, we're going to see a lot of goals this half.
I think it's interesting, Gabi Torres talking about what his team needed coming into this match. We need to stay humble and show more consistency to get the results we need in a tough Western Conference. Well, the consistency has not been there, but perhaps Locomotive can find lightning in a bottle, so to speak, on a stormy night.
They did their last
Paso.
game. They were down 2-0, so, I mean, they don't count them out. They have all the potential and capability to be able to get back into this game.
And again, we've seen it. It's just a matter of putting the ball in the back of the net, but also not allowing Loudoun easy opportunities at the back. Both goals just a breakdown in the early going. It does seem like Locomotive has handled things a little better as the match has progressed.
And they do. They seem to maintain possession, usually in most of their games. They do a great job. They're very good under pressure. They have really good tight touches and good combination play. They just have to do something at the end of it. They just can't. You can't possess forever. You have to go forward. You have to try to create more opportunities and attack. So, I mean, it's not going to be good enough just to keep the ball.
Zach Ryan at the half subs in for Riley Bidois for Loudoun United. So one substitution for Ryan Martin, whose Loudoun United attack has yielded results in the opening 13 minutes. Valo trying to make something go here. Whistle for the foul. Good positioning by Memo Diaz. And there is Martin. Longtime part of this DC United, Loudoun United organization. Loudoun United, you remember, back when MLS teams had squads in the championship before MLS Next Pro, Loudoun United had a long affiliation with DC United. It's a good bounce here. Sorto from Torres has a go and missed wide to the left.
Yeah, and now MLS isn't quite structured the same way.
Right. It is a little different. All of the teams from their affiliation with the championship are gone. But the Columbus, Ohio native Ryan Martin joined in 2017. It's been an 8-year run in his 9th season as a part of this entire process and organization between DC United and Loudoun. Here's Reis in a duel with Pedro Santos. Chamasi.
Great use of his body, just
Nicely
shielding
done.
that and turning that around. That was difficult.
1 against 2. Reis puts it into space. Nobody in a dark blue jersey nearby.
You know, and Locomotive did a good job towards the end of the first half of pressuring, getting those forwards up top. They play with those 3 forwards pressing. They created Loudoun to give up balls, and it was in a counterattack. So, great ball right there.
Beautiful switch, Diaz. Moreno trying to chase it down. It'll be a throw in for Loudoun United.
But when Locomotive press up top and they have those 3 forwards pressing that back line, they've given up balls in the midfield. So they got to get their midfield to anticipate those balls when they see their forwards pressuring, and then they're counterattacking.
Gigantingi. Stopped by Reis. Put out. It'll be a Locomotive throw. Moreno to Reis. They're king a lot on that Locomotive left side. Locomotive trying to swing it now to the right. Diaz and Torres. Torres on the left, Torres on the right. He's everywhere.
Great ball.
De Roma. They're going to see that through. Sorto crosses one. Moreno glances off of Moreno. Came in too quick, and he is unhappy with himself.
And that was great individual work by Sorto. Getting in, getting behind that defender, pulling that ball into that back 6. I mean, honestly, that's a tough ball. He's using his left foot. He's letting that ball come across his body and trying to then redirect it in. If he would have just used the ball, his foot closest to the ball, we kind of say that as the fundamentals in youth soccer. You play with the ball closest to you play the foot closest to the ball coming in.
Good work by Mora Mora coming off his line. Then Mines, who started the scoring in just the 3rd minute, has been a consistent pest for this Locomotive
Gabby
team
Torres
tonight.
has been very quiet this first half. Not a ton of touches, not super involved in the attack or in the midfield. So I'd like to see him get a lot more involved in the second half.
Ortiz puts it wide for the us and back to Chamasi. Moreno not allowed to turn. Pedro Santos. Good ball into space, but too close to Awua. Wins that one nicely for Valo.
And Loudoun's very patient. They get the ball. They're going to try to counter. If it's not on, they keep the ball.
As we pointed out, Locomotive.
As they give up a ball right now.
There we go. Moreno. Moreno trying to find the far post. It's just a little bit wide, and Beto Avila wanted the ball back. Avila providing helper for Amando Moreno, who was off to the races.
And he did a great job. Again, he's attacking that defender's foot, right? Not his front foot, that back foot. He's going at him, and then he's cutting it in. That's the right decision. You know, he might have had a better opportunity making that pass. But sometimes you can't fault the strikers for getting any kind of shot off.
Speaking as a former striker, strikers going to strike, aren't they?
And they're ball hogs, and that's okay.
Ruiz to Daroma. Nicely won again by Locomotive, trying to keep the pressure on Diaz. Nice ball, deflected. Sorto back to Sorto. Left-footed effort is just wide.
Clearly frustrated, but great job holding the ball, getting to him, and that was a good touch. It looked like he might have even got a hand on that.
Yeah, indeed. Somebody with the deflection. It is a Locomotive corner.
Yep. Actually, it was a body.
Our myriad camera angles. Great work again by our Locomotive crew tonight, providing the pictures. That is a near post ball. They were looking for Ortiz. It's hit out firmly by Valo. Daroma right back into the thick, though. Calvillo stabs that one forward. Moreno trying to turn. Chased out of the box. Ruiz. Calvillo. Good defense by Skundrich. Wins the ball back for Loudoun. Valo out of the back. Great give and go.
Wide open in the middle of the field there.
Crossing,
Loudoun
too many blue jerseys in back. Yeah. Pedro Santos, nice thought, but Ben Mines was surrounded by Locomotive players. Ruiz pings one. It's going to get away from Sorto.
And again, those were some of the breakdowns in the first half. You know, not finding your player running down the field. Right now, that player for Loudoun was wide open in the middle of the field. Their defender wasn't tracking back on them. And luckily for the Locomotive, they didn't play a great ball to him.
Wilmer Cabrera, I'm sure, would love to see some more consistency, but perhaps right now, he'd like to see his team catch fire a bit. 3 goals in the final 25 minutes of action in Phoenix. I'm sure he would like to not have to wait that long. But Loudoun United handling their business here in El Paso. This would be, if they can keep it, their first win over Locomotive ever.
Well, you see a little bit more urgency to pressure. I don't know if that's coming from the sidelines of Coach Cabrera, just putting more pressure on Loudoun. I think they're going to have to do that. Unfortunately, he might have to bring in some subs. That takes a lot of effort. It's very intense to be pressuring for 45 minutes. But I mean, down 2 goals, you gotta pressure, you gotta press, you gotta force them to give up balls.
One back, Ruiz. Andy Cabrera is available in the 18. That's going to be a foul on Calvillo. And again, it's Mines.
He's been on the ground a lot.
He wins fouls.
Yeah, he does.
That's what he does.
And he clearly was just ahead of him, and silly foul. But he's been on the ground quite a bit.
Won 5 fouls on the night. Ben Mines not only has provided the first goal, and right now the game-winning goal, he's won the ball back for Loudoun United. Not by winning duels, but by winning fouls. It works.
And you see this. You see the defenders, Locomotive. They're slowly getting to midfield. The midfield slowly getting up into the attack. The forwards were high pressing. You cannot have such a gap between your strikers, your midfield, and your defenders. It's got to be a unit.
That's his 6th foul. One. The shot, Valo. It's a stinger. Spilled by Mora, who controls at the last. That was more of a ride than it needed to be. Zach Ryan was ready to pounce.
And Valo is having a great game. He's definitely their 10. He's all over the place. And he's doing a good job for Loudoun.
Good work here. That's going to be a foul 1. In the middle of the pitch by Avila. Stinging effort, Mora. Off his line, spills, but is able to gather. So another dangerous free kick opportunity, and Calvillo is frustrated because he was not allowed to restart it by Matthew Corrigan. Trying to play it quickly. Calvillo just wanting the referee to say, if you're going to play it quick, allow it or not, let me know. We're hearing Amari Glasgow is about ready to check in for Ben Mines, who has run a race tonight for Loudoun United. Here's Sorto. Pretty much the same spot where he had the free kick in the first half. What can he do with this? Sorto scoops one, and it's an easy save in the end for Hugo Farou.
It didn't look like he struck the ball very cleanly, so again, could be wet. The field, I'm sure, is wet. The ball's wet. It plays a little bit different in those types of conditions. Again, sometimes you just mishit it.
Chugging forward, there's Mines again, and Mora Mora lets that one go.
He is wild back there.
Yeah, and he escorts it out. It's going to be a goal kick. So that's the strategy. Let it go. And here is our substitution. Amari Glasgow, native of Guyana, in for Ben Mines. Again, Mines in the 3rd minute opened the scoring. It is the difference maker so far, and won 6 fouls in his time. But his race is run here in El Paso after 59 minutes. Palermo Ortiz, again, the yellow card in the first half means he will miss Locomotive's game in North Carolina. Sorto gets that one to deflect out to the captain, Palermo Ortiz, capped by his country. Won 1 cap for the Mexican national team. Think of all of the great players in Mexico's illustrious soccer history. To wear your nation's jersey has got to be a spectacular, wonderful honor.
Absolutely. The pride and joy of being able to do that is extremely special in someone's career.
Palermo Ortiz has gotten to do so. Won his cap in 2022. On loan from Locomotive's sister squad, FC Juarez Bravos, in Liga MX. One's going to get loose. It'll come to Ruiz. Played nicely by Calvillo. To Daroma from Gabi Torres. Diaz. We pointed out for Locomotive, not only Andy Cabrera on the bench, but great to have Noah Dolenmeyer, who played a role as a second half substitute for Locomotive in that 3-3 draw in Phoenix. Alvaro Quesada continues to rehab. Hopefully back soon enough. Here is Chamasi. Ruiz to Chamasi, who's up and in the attack. Making sure he doesn't go any further is Keegan Tingy.
I like that. It's bringing a different offensive look, you know, getting Tomasi into the attack. You're having to force Loudoun with an extra player to mark.
The Ghanaian jumps in. Locomotive trying to provide the pressure in different ways. He's back to make a stop here, Chamasi. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Chamasi in trying to win the header, but Zach Ryan's the one who does so. Ryan settles. Good cover by Ortiz. Ruiz flicked on Avila. Not able to make the connection with Moreno.
And here, the pressing, the midfield's got to get up, the defenders have to get up, otherwise they just find the outlet and now they're counterattacking.
And here's Awua. Awua with a beautiful assist to Skundrich. That was in the 13th minute. Here's Valo. Good switch of play to Santos. Santos, nice ball. Crossed, and Keegan Tingy has his pass cut out. by DeRoma. Corner kick coming for Loudoun.
And you see him get a body on that to avoid that cross getting in.
Arms at his side. It was, at least on the replay to me, clearly off his arm, but no hanging chicken wings there. Here's Malo. Outswinging ball that is won, but skips away from Ruiz and now covered by Mora Mora. The outlet quickly, looking for Moreno too far. Jamali Waite, 3 saves and a start for the Reggae Boys in international play. World Cup qualifying going on. Interesting to see Diego Luna in the starting lineup with Christian Pulisic. Republic of South Korea defeated the U.S. men's national team 2-0. But Luna, as that is a foul drawn in the middle of the pitch by Glasgow.
Lots of yellows tonight.
Draws the Pobrecito chance from 8th notch.
And it looks like it's probably coming after the play. Just kind of body checks him a little bit. Little theatrics with that.
Right. That was a tough check from Christian Sorto, who does go into the book during the 63rd minute. It's the restart coming here for Loudoun. I was going to say, though, Diego Luna, a former Locomotive player and star man as a teenager, played in Christian Pulisic's normal spot on the left side of that attack, and Pulisic more as the number 10. I don't know how they finished. I didn't watch any of the match, so I don't know how they finished that, but interesting choice by Mauricio Pochettino.
Yeah, and they're both extremely talented and attacking-minded players, so they're really interchangeable.
That was the hope. Didn't work out. Here's DeRoma. After a good deflection, DeRoma slides one through. Trying to make a turn, Moreno to Sorto. Sorto deflected. That is a handball and a penalty called. Yellow card comes out and Locomotive wins the penalty. Christian Sorto, that is deflected by Robbie Dombro. Was that yellow on Dombro? Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, it was off Dombro. If that is a yellow card, okay, he did not have one. Okay. So our statistics had Dombro with a yellow in the first half. He did not actually receive that yellow.
But he's lucky he didn't get a red card.
No lie. That was from a seated position and a handle.
And he was the last defender. Typically when you're the last defender and give up a blatant foul, that could be a red card.
Here is Amando Moreno to get Locomotive on the board. Hugo Ferrou. Second in saves in the USL coming into tonight, trying to make another. From the spot, Amando Moreno. Rolls it, it's pushed away. Ferrou read that all the way through. It'll be a corner kick. What a stop by the Frenchman. And Amando Moreno, snake bit.
And guessed just perfectly. But that's an opportunity when you're the Locomotive you just can't not put away to get back into this game. There's not many of those penalty kicks you're going to get in a game, and those got to be for sure goals.
That's lifted in, and Sorto, pardon me, that's Ortiz. Ortiz off the corner, whipped in by Ricky Ruiz.
Making up for that penalty kick.
Ortiz there at the near post, unmarked, and gets Locomotive on the board at the end of the 65th minute.
And just what that team needed. They needed that spark. 2-1. Now it's a game. You got 30 minutes. almost 30 minutes. You see this ball, and he's just in that right. What a perfect ball, and he was able to step right in front of that defender and just get it in.
Robbie Dumbro, who gave up the penalty, beaten to the spot by number 25, Palermo Ortiz. Kisses the wristband and gets Locomotive on the board after Hugo Ferru, an incredible save on Amando Moreno from the spot. Ricky Ruiz providing service. It's another assist for Ruiz, who keeps establishing himself more firmly in this Locomotive lineup. His second assist in a week. Had a key one. Nicely done by Gabi Torres, trying to wrestle himself away from Tingy. Beautifully played, Moreno. Torres muscling his way through. No foul, but Loudoun will win the ball back. Great pressure again. Gabi Torres, that'll deflect out and it'll be a goal kick. But Torres feels it, wants it, and Locomotive is on the board. Ortiz in the 66th minute. With his second goal for Locomotive FC this season. And we should point out all time, after spending last season here in El Paso as well. That is sent by Ferru. Way out of play. Locomotive with lots of urgency now. Sorto. Bouncing ball that is won by Calvillo. Nicely done. Torres puts it to a spot, but nobody in blue near it.
And that's the right idea. We just didn't get that player making that run down the line. I'd actually like to see Gabi Torres get that ball in the middle of the field and go at a defender, attack them, and then dump it off to that striker up top. I mean, he has the space to take, and he needs to get more involved into the attack. He's so dangerous and unassumingly dangerous that you want the ball at his feet.
Wilmer Cabrera saying, let's keep things calm, and Hugo Ferru pointing to the inside of his thigh, it looks like, and goes down. A nod to the training staff. Head trainer Dražan Vukovic on to take a look at the Frenchman. They're on the inside looking at that. Looks like his right knee, actually. Ryan Jack out of Chantilly, Virginia. Might be doing some warm-ups depending on this. Signed just before the season started. We'll see if they have to call on Jack to replace Hugo Ferru.
That would be a big loss for Loudoun.
Ferru's done a pretty solid job.
He's had a great game so far.
Indeed.
Big, huge penalty save. He's had a couple saves early on in the first half as well.
He's working out the kinks under his own steam, and it appears he will stay in the match. And there you see the stat, second in the championship in saves with 63, which is impressive for any goalkeeper, but keepers, I think, could be the first to tell you, you don't necessarily want to be leading in that stat.
No,
that
just means you're giving up a lot
saves.
of shots, yeah.
Yes. So
well, like we talked about earlier, they've given up 14 goals in the first 30 minutes of play. Oh, great ball.
That's a nice one, but it bounces away. Moreno tries to chest it down. That is won by Ortiz, and that's going to be another free kick won. Pedro Santos shows his frustration. Quick restart, too quick. Again, Locomotive asking the referee.
It's interesting. He has not let them play a quick restart on any set piece so far this game for Locomotive.
Asking the referee to allow them to play through, which has not happened. So it'll be Calvillo and Ruiz. Calvillo Lifts one to the far post. Bouncing around, overhead try by Moreno. He hit one versus Phoenix. Beto Avila letting the assistant referee know that he thought there was a foul in the box.
Yeah, I think he just had his two hands and kind of gave a little push dish to create that space for himself.
Moreno, so athletic, but pops just over the bar. He didn't miss by much.
No.
Moreno, as Locomotive wins the ball back again to Roma. Ortiz. Calvillo. Ruiz to Torres. Torres, top of the box. And Armando Moreno, Beto Avila going for that one. I think that might be a foul. Indeed it is.
And Loudoun is going to take as much time as they can.
Certainly. Going down is Robbie Dambro, and that was indeed a foul on Avila. Flying in, Dambro certainly was entitled to that spot. Locomotive trying to get this one back. We play on. Reese with a little shove, not called. Loudoun maintains possession though. It's rolled into space. Nobody in white to pick it up. To the captain, Palermo Ortiz, whose goal has Locomotive back in this one. That is Moreno, who's urged to get up, and Avila, who is letting the referee have it, Matthew Corrigan.
And we'll probably see here on the replay.
Jonas Learman with the contact, let's see.
And just a shove, a direct shove from behind. Absolutely should have been a foul.
Learman not going for the ball at all. That should be a free kick. That's one in the air by Ortiz. Had a little head collision with Valo. That is a throw-in coming for Loudoun, and Valo being tended to as shouts from the Loudoun bench and Ryan Martin. Things getting chippy here in the late going in El Paso.
Oh, no.
And that is a second yellow card on Ortiz. Wow. That had to have been the assistant referee or the fourth official. I don't know if that was I guess it was whistled as a foul at first. But Palermo Ortiz has been issued his second yellow. And will miss the rest of this match, plus North Carolina next week. Well, Matthew Corrigan, I don't know what changed his mind, if anything did, but let's see if we can see anything here. That's an elbow as he was looking for position, but
I'm not quite sure what. Well, I'm not quite sure because he didn't initially red card him. He didn't initially card him at all. It was. I think it looked like he went up to the player and saw that he was bleeding, and then turned to give him another yellow card.
Well, the elbow was there, and apparently Valo is bleeding, and that is perhaps what changed the mind of Matthew Corrigan. So Valo being tended to, and yes, he did spring a leak. We'll take a look at this one again. Ortiz certainly going for the ball up. Well, seeing that's not deliberate to me, though. That is, I think, a foul. You can call that a foul, but
absolutely not a card.
I'm not completely sure that is card worthy. There will be a substitution. Locomotive, I'm sure, will have to be making some adjustments as well. Wahab Akwe about ready to check in for Sorto. He's had some great opportunities tonight. Locomotive will be playing a man short over the final 25-plus minutes. Below being tended to. Stop the bleeding, and I believe he is still officially on. Loudoun has not subbed him out, so it's basically 10 on 10 for now. But he will make his way back onto the pitch, appears to be ready to do so, although it looks like Loudoun is about ready to make a couple of subs. Wesley Leggett about ready to come on. Leggett's about ready to make his way onto the pitch as well. It's a good lead ball. Moreno trying to leave off for Avila. Well, it gets exponentially tougher for Locomotive if they want to climb and get back something from this match. 2 early goals and 2 yellow cards on Palermo Ortiz. Puts him out of this match as well as next week versus North Carolina. We'll see if there's anything further on that. Again, that didn't look, it was a foul. It didn't look to me to be particularly deliberate.
It was so delayed in
right.
giving the card. It was just unclear as to what the card was for.
Here is Calvillo.
And it's interesting, Cabrera subbing in Acquay, putting another defender, but you're a man down and you're a goal down. So at some point they're going to have to possibly risk just playing 3 in the back and add like another attacker to get some more opportunities.
And here are the subs. Wesley Leggett, Moses Nyman, in for Santos. And Skundrich also taking a seat. So they will be bringing, there we go. The headband is on for the Frenchman, Florian Ballot. He stays on the pitch. Locomotive trying to bring that out. There is Ballot, quickly, Mora.
So dangerous to just kind of dribble out of the back there.
Out to Torres, ready to run. Moreno. Two goals in the opening 13 minutes has been the difference so far. Does Locomotive have an answer? Down a man over the final 10 minutes plus stoppage time. And there should be plenty of stoppage time.
Yeah, definitely. Again, these balls, more I'd like to see him play just a little bit better ball when they play that ball back to him.
That'll come to Acquay. Over everybody's head, going for that. Good work by Avila to get on that. Good challenge by Tingy, and that is
another yellow.
Another yellow, and that's coming on Keegan Tingy. So Tingy into the book as Avila was about to get position, and I think that's persistent infringement. Avila's had a run-in with Tingy a couple of times tonight. It earns this. So Locomotive, a set-piece opportunity on the edge of the 18.
And he clearly just gets around him. I mean, it was probably the first foul, and he kind of allowed it to play out in advantage. But that first foul, he grabbed him, pulled him, and he somehow got around and stepped in front. You know, Locomotive are not the biggest team physically, but they do such a great job using their bodies, shielding players, just understanding how to take a touch in front of a defender just to create them behind. I mean, they do such a good job, really, really maximizing their lack of height.
Right. Reese or Calvillo, who will take this one to the far post. Acquay was there, but it's just wide.
And that was a great ball. Again, got to get something on it.
Acquay not able to slide in time.
you see here that ball's just played right there, back post. Perfect. Keeper was beat.
Nobody in blue on it. That'll bounce to Chumasi. Calvillo playing it to Torres in the middle. Torres wide. Moreno. Moreno trying to chop it back. Denied. Solid D. Ruiz. Pushed down and easy enough for Loudoun to clear the danger on the counter. Awa. And Andy Cabrera takes off his warm-up jersey. He is headed onto the pitch for the first time in almost a month. Moreno sprays this one wide. Memo Diaz. Handled by Farouk. Wonderful to see number 13 back and on the pitch. Does
Hopefully
he have
bring
something?
Some kind of spark. He's so dangerous with the ball, running onto balls.
Oh, nicely settled Chumasi there to keep it away from Zach Ryan. Ryan did a good job of bringing that one out of the air.
And he did a great job just recovering on that.
And wins the foul. Substitution here. Andy Cabrera in for Amando Moreno. Wonderful to see number 13 back on the pitch for Locomotive FC. August the 9th versus Miami. The last time we saw Andy Cabrera, it has been almost a month. Just shy of it. Rehabbed well. Well, that is a takedown. One by Calvillo, quick
and again,
restart.
Doesn't allow them to play a quick restart.
Zach Ryan.
Oh, here comes another yellow.
And it is Ryan going to go into the book for not giving Eric Calvillo enough space. So certainly pulling it back, not allowing quick restarts, but also on top of the defense for not clearing out and allowing the kick to go. So Zach Ryan into the book. Second half sub. DeRoma to Calvillo. Locomotive still spending plenty of time in the Loudoun half. Loudoun can certainly sit back and compress. Awua with the foul on Torres. Torres, far post just ahead. That is out. It'll be a goal kick.
He finds himself in the right positions almost every time.
Just a little far ahead of number 13 in his first action. Near the end of the 85th minute here in El Paso. Locomotive playing a man down. Palermo Ortiz shown his second yellow. Balo. Awua. There's a shot whistled over the bar. Not missing by much. That's actually Glasgow. Awua coming in support. Glasgow tattooing that.
Nice turn. Nice touch.
Avila forces the issue.
Avila's had a good game. He's been really
positive.
Definitely has been playing really well out on that outside.
Certainly shown a lot of desire. Locomotive just not able to steer some of those shots, especially the first half opportunities into the net. Fewer opportunities to make something happen so far. Here's Calvillo. Nice run to Cabrera. From the byline, that is lifted out Awua. Gives it a ride into the GECU green seats. Not too many people left in the green seats after the
after the rain.
Yeah, it's actually just a couple of staffers.
And unfortunately, Ortiz is out for this set piece where he had a goal earlier this game.
It'll be Ruiz, though, the man who provided service to Palermo Ortiz, that has Locomotive its lone goal so far. Whips in an in-swinging ball to the far post that's headed out. Akwe in support on the attack at that far post. It'll come back for the US. Calvillo, great switch. Cabrera, that's off his shoulders and out.
And it's impressive so far that the Locomotive have been able to maintain possession, maintain more opportunities right now, being a man down.
Andy Cabrera, good to see him smiling and on the pitch. Can that translate into something concrete for his team? Into the 88th minute we go in El Paso. Good job, Chamasi. That'll be a throw-in for Loudoun. Speaking of locomotives, you hear the trains rolling through downtown, right out and back of Southwest University Park. There's a reason this team has a train as its logo.
One train, Locomotive.
Right,
I
Locomotive.
have learned tonight.
That's touched back into the middle. Good job, Bello trying to settle. Wahab Akwe. Daroma being helpful. The throw in from Tingy. That's one. Well done. Calvillo starts it off for Torres. That's a great job getting back. But that's not a foul on Amari Glasgow. Glasgow.
I mean, that's crazy. The one on Torres was so much worse.
Taking a seat is Leggett. Daroma continuing to be helpful to keep play moving. In the middle of the 89th minute. Loudoun. We're hearing there might be as many as 6 minutes of added time. We'll see. Calvillo. That is
dangerous.
A little dangerous and too far in back of Wahab Akwe. Fans trying to help that team out. Vamos Locos chant echoing throughout Southwest University Park as we are into the 90th minute. Cabrera. His incredible stop-start speed. You look at him and you see
and
he's
so
going
strong.
And then he stops.
Yeah, and he's so strong.
Cabrera, top of the box. That's just wide and off target. Waiting for it was Calvillo. Chamasi and Akwe. Basically the two back right now.
Yeah, it looks like they've now pushed to a three back.
Yeah, Ricky Reese, ostensibly the third defender, playing way out on the left. Trying to start something here to Cabrera. Good turn to keep. Avila. Calvillo into the 91st minute. We will have, I don't think we've had the signal yet. There is 6 minutes of added time. Good stab by Memo Diaz. That ball will stay in.
Effort.
And will come to Daroma. Good work between Calvillo, Diaz, and Daroma. Here is Torres back to Chamasi. Locomotive trying to pour it on with just 10 on the pitch. Ruiz, it's a good throw in. Andy Cabrera has that one taken down, pushed out by McCabe for a corner kick. Ryan Martin looking to see this one out, which would be Loudoun's first win over El Paso in 4 tries. Locomotive has outscored the visitors 6-1 coming into tonight's game. That one sneaks all the way through. Gabi Torres not able to turn that one in. And a goal kick coming.
There's got to be lots of pressure, pressing the ball, winning, attacking, urgency these last couple minutes.
Akwe, that's a good step in to win it, trying to earn the foul, and he does. A foul on Ryan. Chamasi, the quick restart. Another awkward. Akwe, nowhere to go with it. Ruiz. It's a good thought, but here is Balo as it bounces his way. From the right, Tingy. Into the 93rd. Third of 6 added. Slipping away, nicely done, and drawing the contact is Avila. And that will be a yellow card on Awua.
He's got to get up because there's just no time. That's a great turn. You just see him literally pull him down by the seat of his pants.
Right. He had a hand on the top and the hand on the bottom. Getting ready to deliver the package there. So the restart as we head to the 94th minute. 4th of 6 added. Calvillo drives one low, skipping Avila. Avila wins that one in the air. It'll come to Chamasi trying to make something of it. Kofi Chamasi trying to turn. Too many jerseys in white nearby. No room to steer that one on frame.
And he just couldn't get his hips around the ball to get that on frame.
It's a solid effort to win it in the middle of that. Torres goes down. We play on. I think advantage played here. Here is Reis to knock it forward, and that'll be out. A Loudoun throw into the 5th of 6 added minutes. Time running out for Los Locos to get anything out of this. Chamasi knocked forward. Good keep by Cabrera. DeRoma will turn and slide that one forward. It is a great save by Faroux. That was a beautiful thought, and Cabrera was there, but the Frenchman saw the danger.
Oh.
They'll give that one a ride. Sky ball. And now it's the final minute of 6 added. Locomotive trying to make a last-ditch effort to push this ball up. That's over the head of Avila, and that's going to be a foul. A little knock by Keegan Tingy, seen by Matthew Corrigan, our referee. Everybody up.
Everybody up.
Chamasi will stay back along with Mora Mora. Ruiz will knock it wide to the right.
Play this ball forward, get a touch, play that ball in.
Chamasi.
Get everyone in.
Memo Diaz sets it up, delivers over the head of Gabi Torres. DeRoma on the other side.
Good turn.
DeRoma wins the ball, wants to force the issue. Switches back and knocks that one down, trying to find the corner. Tingy, good effort.
Oh.
That's going to be a foul and a direct kick for Locomotive. One by Calvillo, who gets in a tangle with Wesley Leggett. And we are past the 6 added minutes into the 7th minute of stoppage time, and certainly, as you say, last chance. Calvillo. Calvillo drives one in short. The high bounce taken by Diaz and deflected out. That is it. Loudoun United with their first win over Locomotive FC. A dreadful start by Locomotive. A hard-pressing finish, but it's not enough. The man who scored Locomotive's goal, Palermo Ortiz, sent off with his second yellow in the 75th minute after scoring the goal in the 66th. And Loudoun United comes to El Paso to win their first ever match in 4 tries versus Locomotive FC. Let's head to break. We'll be back to wrap things up from Southwest University Park when we continue. The final score, Locomotive FC 1, Loudoun United FC 2.
Pack and Ship Express can help with any printing needs, big or small. Our team has the expertise and state-of-the-art technology to print posters or banners, as well as flyers, brochures, and business cards. Need something ASAP? Pack and Ship offers deadline printing, so if you need something fast, Pack and Ship Express can help. Pack and Ship Express, so much more than shipping, at 6112 North Mesa in the Thunderbird Shopping Center. Find us online at packandshipep.com. The Labor Day sale has been extended all month long at Fun Country RV and Marine. You'll find huge discounts all month long on boats and RVs. Fun Country RVs has a huge selection of boats like Landau, G3, Viaggio. Fun Country RV is the largest parts dealer in the Southwest. Check out our parts and service department for all your boat or RV needs. Take the Anthony Exit 0 to Fun Country RV or find us online at funcountryrvs.com.
You can buy a new car anywhere. What makes Casa different? The trust we've earned along the way. 55 years later, we're still growing bigger to serve you better. Now with 16 trusted brands. From everyday value to luxury and performance, with thousands to choose from, all under one roof. And with our Casa Advantage, you get peace of mind with lifetime powertrain protection, free home delivery, and Casa's 7-day return policy. Bigger brands, better value, and the name you can trust. Casa, the home of the nice guys. Yeah!
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. Your score, Locomotive FC 1, Loudoun United FC 2, as the visitors from Virginia win their first ever match against Locomotive in 4 tries. As we take a look at our GECU save of the match. And it's Sebastian Mora on a stinging shot from Florian Vallot. The Frenchman was all over the pitch tonight. Mora had to be sure there. Vallot providing the helper on the opening goal of the match. Sebastian Mora, your GECU save of the match. Your physical therapy, balance, and hand centers play of the game coming up. Calvillo over the top, and it is Amando Moreno. A little shove there to get some room for himself and a nice overhead kick. Do you ever score an overhead? A Chileno?
When I was younger. Never in college, but I did when I was younger.
Very nice. Well, you didn't miss by much. And then Ricky Ruiz is your estrella of the match with an assist on the evening, his second in as many weeks. Let's head down pitch side.
Locos, help me welcome tonight's estrella of the match, Ricky Ruiz. Congratulations on being named Estrella Man of the Match. Not the result we wanted, but how do you feel about the team's performance tonight?
I mean, it just wasn't good enough, you know. We lost concentration for like the first 20 minutes, and it cost us 2 goals, and we just can't keep putting ourselves in those situations where we have to come back. But we move on, and there's always a next weekend.
You've been able to add assists in back-to-back games. Is there anything you're doing differently that's allowed you to become more dangerous offensively?
I've been able to go forward more. I've been able to get myself in areas where I can be more effective offensively. And that's what happened last weekend in Phoenix. And then today it came off a set piece.
What can you say to the fans about the team's mindset as we continue to push for playoffs?
Our mindset's still there. Obviously, today wasn't that we lost our mindset or anything. We just lost concentration in the first couple minutes, but our mindset's there, and we're going to keep pushing.
Thank you so much, Ricky.
Thank you very much, Ricky Ruiz, your estrella of the match, brought to you by Estrella Jalisco. For Locomotive FC, it is back to the drawing board, but a real challenge. North Carolina FC did lose tonight. Loudoun United separating themselves between that 3 and 4 spot in the East. Locomotive FC will stay in third. Lexington SC wins tonight, so they are the team that moves up to fourth, immediately behind El Paso. So Locomotive stays in third place. Holly, as you take a look at this, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing to come out of this and loss and still maintain your third place position. So that's really great. That's the positive of this tonight for the Locomotive. I think, they had, considering they played a man down, they still had the more opportunities, the more shots on goal. And I thought they played a lot better in that second half. There's a lot of better things, better organization defensively, and better combination play attacking. So I think that they did a good job in the second half. Unfortunately, they just had to come back from 2-0 too early on.
Yeah. The opening goals, or the 2 goals scored by Loudoun United in the opening 13 minutes of the match. Your goal scorers for Loudoun United, it has been Mines in the 2nd minute and then Skundrich in the 12th. And that is the difference. Locomotive with Palermo Ortiz scoring, but Ortiz after the 66th minute is thrown out with his 2nd yellow and sees the early exit. Your final score again tonight, El Paso Locomotive FC 1, Loudoun United FC 2. For our producer, John Morgan, and our director, Richard Luna. For Holly Mata, I am Duke Keith. So long from El Paso, Texas. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.